Yeah. So another thing you can do in breaststroke is just floating and doing that once. Just floating and doing that once, and just doing that over and over until you throw your hips so far forward that you're perpendicular and you sink down the bottom, right? Like that. And then from there you can add in diving forward, so shooting forward at the end of that. And those are just different breaststroke tricks you can do. Breaststroke swimming, the way to stay hydrodynamic and not have a lot of resistance coming at you, because it's hard when your knees are coming like this. If I'm trying to move forward like this, and every time I move my knee forward, I'm pressing the water back. So that's why hips go forward. And if hips go forward, all of this is in a straight line. And so if I'm like this and I move my knee, now I'm hitting the water like this, versus hips forward, my knee's bent and ready to kick, and I haven't pushed the water away. I'm just now in a straight line. The water can kind of have an easier time going by me, and then I kick. That's why breaststroke, it is important to think about hips. Butterfly, you're still thinking about your chest. And then we did freestyle. Backstroke's my worst stroke. But a lot of the same things in freestyle and backstroke. I mean, you can do the side kicking just with your head up at the ceiling, where you don't have to worry about head down in the bottom.
Emergency shortage of backstrokers in the United States, right?
Epidemic.
And that's it, guys.
So how do we, this was awesome. How do we incorporate this into our daily practices so that when we come back tomorrow, we're not just all going back to the same way we've always
no, every practice should, in addition to the aerobic stuff that you do, in warm-up, you can work on a drill during the 300 freestyle, right? Or after the warm-up that you have, if there's, you do 650s, drill up, swim back, or something like that. And then at the end, right before warm down, do another 650s or 275s where you're doing drill, swim, drill, or something like that. And
Al, are you writing all this up?
I have.
Are you transcribing the whole thing?
In fact, what the question I would ask Ethan is that, and in response to your question, Mark, is that how do we incorporate all this? Well, it can't be done, in one simple or a couple simple practices, but you really need a swim workout, and so my question is, Ethan, what type of swim workouts, where we can't make all the swim practices, but it would be, printed practices where, we could...
doing something on your own.
Do stuff on your own in addition to the teamwork.
That's why I wanted to just breeze through a couple of the other things at the end. So right now you're empowered with the knowledge of what types of drills you can do, right? And how to do them. And where I was saying exaggerate, try and put your head in a position you think it's the absolute wrong position that ends up being right. So the only way you're gonna know if you're doing the right position is somebody is there telling you, because if it feels wrong, you think you're not supposed to do it until someone says, no, that's right. And then that feeling you actually want to keep while you're swimming, right? And so stuff like that, and or even entering out here, if I say no, enter the side, and you move it this much and it feels like you've moved it this much, or I tell you no, exaggerate, and you feel like you're this, but really now it's the right position, the only way you're going to know is either reviewing a film or after every time you do a 25, or having somebody tell you, no, that's right, or no, that's wrong, yes, that's right. So in terms of the feeling, you might have to have a coach on deck, but in terms of what the types of drills to do, now every single practice you can do, any of those freestyle drills. Whenever there's a kick, you can do kicking on your side only, and for that you think about, well, my arm is dry, so I must be on my side. Or, now I'm breathing and I'm looking at the ceiling, so I must be on my side. And so some of it is just knowing what to do. The other half is having somebody tell you you're doing it right or wrong, but at least from this time you can see that you get a feel for it, and you you get to know what to do. But in terms of doing it, it's just got to be done at every practice. So whether you have to fit it in a warm up, warm down, or whether there's a specific, 850s or something set before and after where you're doing drill up, swim back, and you can even cut down the length, the 1,000 warm up. So you do only 600, and then you're doing 850s drill, which is still warm up. So. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, Ethan Bassett.
Thank you, Ethan.
Very much.
So you will be at Loyola?
I will.